I'm sorry, sir. Ma'am. It's only a matter of time. All we can do is wait.
We awake in a strange wood, surrounded by two figures, looking at us confused, wondering where we had come from. Until we are invited back to the kind man's home, and with a few short words, changes our lives forever. Welcome to the world of Pokemon.
Fantastic!
We wake again in the man's home, ushered by his assistant to the man's lab. Apparently, he's a Pokemon professor. As we sit for a minute, he asks us about ourselves, and yet we can remember nothing. Just as he thought, nobody in the region can identify us. He gives us a Pokemon of our own to try and find out where we had come from. Our choices are Squirtle, the Raincloud Pokemon, Charmander, the Flame Lizard Pokemon, or Bulbasaur, the Cactus Bulb Pokemon. And oh my god, look at this man! Look at this cute little man! After receiving our starter, Professor Wormwood will tell us to seek assistance from Professor Thorn, the resident professor at the moment. Are you kidding me? As we leave town, we meet a young lady named Teal, who's also getting a Pokemon from Wormwood. She's gonna be the very best, like no one ever was, no one ever was. Then we meet our first curiosity of the playthrough, Calf Pint, a pre-evolution for both Tauros and Miltank. Strange. Huh. Continuing through, Lucy catches up to us and gives us an old gadget to give to Thorn from Wormwood. Entering the town of Sea Ridge, an old woman and her grandson will be speaking about a Swablu that flew by. And I want to find that. I head over to the Pokemon Center and try to heal my Bulby boy, but a shiny hunter is in my way. Can you move it, you loser? Oh, a Jigglypuff. 5 more. I'm very sleepy. Back in the courtyard, I see something shining in the tree, and lo and behold, a Swablu. I think. Ice normal type. Alright, interesting. Heading down the path, we run into Teal again, and she wants to battle. She's got a Starly, as well as choosing Charmander from Wormwood. These are the two I wanted to see fully evolved, so this is awesome, let's go. She takes the loss in stride and heads off. The next trainer I face has a Zapalope, and I don't like it. Also, something interesting for this game, we do have overworld encounters as well as random encounters, just like in Black and White and the newer, well, not the newer titles. That's how I was able to catch a decent level Mankey and Bonsly, but I wasn't prepared for the next Pokemon I saw. Do you see this little marvel? Finally, my boy Skarmory's getting some love, even though it's a pre-Evo. Yoink! Heading up to the lighthouse, we finally get to meet Thorn. He's an expert in a shitload of stuff that I don't want to ramble on about because he's already called me out for not listening. In his lab, he asks for the old tech from Wormwood and tells us about his fancy scanner, volunteering us to help him with projects by clearing out disturbances on his solar panels. So heading out, we are introduced to Team Fate, the bad guys of the region. And hey, wait, hold on a second. You look familiar. Do I know you? After kicking his ass and returning to Thorn, After kicking his ass and heading back to Thorn, he'll ask us to step into the scanner and see how we're doing. Alright, I don't see how this could go wrong. Oh, no, you get me out of this machine now. Get me out, 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 get me out. Thorn asks what we saw and decides that our brains are weirdly reacting to the scan. That's not normal. He then sends us to Echo Rock Town to get a battery for the old gadget. So I make my way to the passage that is Echo Ridge Cave. Inside I did a little grinding and training as well. Caught myself an errand and Bulbasaur finally evolves, and look, he's a cactus bulb on his back. And root 4 vines. Finding a secret garden, I ran into a Sudowoodo hiding next to some berry bushes, so added him to the team immediately, and eventually found the way to Echo Rock Town. A festival is going on to celebrate the Temple of Space, or something along those lines, and the rest of the ore went to the festival. He says he's got one last piece though. If we beat the village elder and receives an Eggo Council badge, he'll give me the piece. Heading to the elder, I ran into Lucy, and she explains to me that this is the Koros Festival, and how the people of the town believe Palkia saved the region from disaster over like 100 years ago. She gives me the TM fly so I can zip around this small region easier, which is very nice. And now it's time to challenge Geralt. No, not that Geralt. We caught him off guard and he wasn't prepared for battle. Well, tough titties, Robotnik, it's time to battle. Geralt rocks a Shinx, a Nidorina, and a Firo. I will say one thing about the level scaling. It's steep. It's very steep. There's about 12 to 15 hours of training, grinding, team shuffling, all throughout this playthrough that I've cut out. So we're gonna see some massive level spikes. Either way, we beat Geralt and receive our first Ego Council badge. 4 more to go, apparently. I also received an egg earlier and hatched into a Ponyta. Aw, too bad I'm not gonna use it. Surprisingly enough, you get a good amount of eggs throughout this entire game. I also found an old well in the village and saw Point Crow try something, and I wanted to see if it was for real. Nice. I went back to the miner and he gives me the final piece of Arcanium ore that he had, and I fly back to Thorn's lab. He congratulates us on our good work and asks if we would like good news or bad news first. Oh, give me the bad news. I'm not good with bad news. If I need to know if there are problems. Bad news is he needs more time to figure out how to get me back home. Good news is he's got another errand for us. Yay. Fuck you, Thorn. He's giving us a rejection letter to go and head to the Safari Zone. Ooh, Thorn, I did not sign up to air out your dirty laundry, sir. You're not giving me a choice, are you? Yeah, that's what I thought. I also receive an experience share made from the old Versus Seeker. Nice. Oh, it looks like the Versus Seeker, but it's an XP share? Oh, I love it. And now we're off to the Safari Zone. We're off to the Safari Zone. Let's fucking go. We're going to the zoo. Zoo time, it's zoo time. Outside the lab, there's a Rotom messing with the solar panels, a Hoot Hoot with a growth, and a Spearow with some attitude. And all are very welcome to the team. We run into Teal again while on our way, and she's got an Eggoian Charmeleon now, and it looks very clean as well. Damn. Aw, look at this Sentret. Oh, that's not a Sentret. Heading into Hayfield Plateau, there's a family that wants to give their Pokemon the opportunity to travel, train, and wants us to take it. Wait, what? Wait, what? Fuck you, Rotom. Hello, Quilava. Oh my god, I love him so much. Entering Genesis Forest, I run into a strange group of people looking for Celebi. They need its time distorting abilities for an advantage or something. I feel like I'm being watched. While encountering new Pokemon and fighting many trainers along the way, I finally make my way to the Pelican Trail. Arbok! Mine! Before heading into the Safari Zone, I decided to head back to Echo Rock Town and try to earn my next Elder Badge. My opponent? Wolverine! I mean, Howlet, but dude, come on, it's fucking Wolverine. His team composes of Pokemon with sharp claws and steel blades like Zangoose and Scyther, which is something I really appreciate about the gym challenge in this region. It's not type-based, it's more cultural and representative of the actual trainer. Speaking of which, he sweeps me in the first battle, so yeah, that means we're gonna do a training montage.
Where's the goat? The goat! Brother, help me! Hello! Get the fuck out of here.
Victory! Oh shit, I can use cut now. See, I wrote my script more good than last time. See, with 2 badges down, now I get to go to the zoo. On the way to the Safari Zone, I got Arbor to finally evolve into Skarmory and added Magikarp to the team as well as evolving Ivysaur into probably my favorite fan design yet. A crag desert dinosaur. God, I love him. The Safari Head isn't really surprised that Thorn didn't show up and gives us a free safari ticket instead. A free ticket for the zoo? Hell yeah. But I should probably stock up on more if I ever want to come back.
Inflation, you a bitch!
In the Safari Zone, I got Quilava to evolve into the ace of probably the entire run, Typhlosion, a fire electric type. Goddamn. This guy can cook. I also nabbed myself a set of Nidos, and they'll probably come in handy at some point. Back at Thorn's lab, he gives me another scan, so back into the nightmare realms. After the scan, Thorn comes to the conclusion that since nobody knows us and Pokemon that bend space-time are known in this region, we are most likely from another time period. Ha! But fret not, because he's got an idea to get us back home. He can make a scanner into a makeshift time machine, and with materials found from the ancient temples around Ego, it can be done. He states that a shard from the Kronos and Koros temple could make the scanner into a time machine and send us back home. Well, shit. I guess we're gonna Doctor Who this. Also, really quick, look at Charizard. Look at him. It's fucking Shenron. What was I doing? Oh, yeah, that's right. Ah! So back through Genesis Forest, I cut my way through to Hazeport Suburb, a local community with playgrounds and people enjoying themselves.
And all of them want to fight me. I'm sorry, I'm leaving. I don't want to, fine, I'm leaving.
Found the daycare couple, so I left Swablu and Noctowl there for a while. Also got Magikarp to evolve. Hi, Kaido. Oh, so wait, you're not Kaido. Wrong Gyarados. Heading deeper into Hazeport City, I find Geralt, the first Ego Council member, talking to a police officer. Apparently, someone stole something from the museum. The police give me a badge. Not the one I need, but the wee woo one. And I start to scour the city for the thief. I look at a nightclub under a coffee shop. I check a local diner. And instead, they just give me a Lombre because they have too many of them. That is actually weirdly accurate for the restaurant kitchen employment scene. I run into Donnie again, the shiny hunting loser, and he gives me a hot tip on a unique Feraligatr roaming the sewers. Did you say shiny Feraligatr? Where? Heading down into the tunnels, I find some more interesting unique Pokemon, like a Tangela made out of wires and—
Oh my god.
It's over like the game it was introduced in.
Oh my god.
I find a young man hiding amongst the barrels. I didn't say you stole anything, and we're battling. Oh, that is a sick Magneton concept. Get dunked on, though. Marcus, the young thief, is very sorry, but frustrated that the last artifact of his people after Giratina destroyed their temple was going to be used for some insignificant prize. Well, I don't care, kid. Criminals don't win. We return to Geralt with the artifact, and he realizes Marcus is the younger brother of one of the Ego Council members, and decides to repurpose the artifact as a trophy that will be displayed at Trident Tower for all the champions' names to be etched into it. Okay, it doesn't really seem like you're listening to the plights of this person's culture or whatsoever.
Hey, don't you want to go see her?
So I made my way to the next Ego Council member. I fought someone who's got the new Blastoise, a water flying type. Kinda glad I didn't take it quad to electric, but yeah, it looks slick. Also a new Marowak evolution, Tarathwak. Working through the Dunestone Desert, we reveal the Dunestone Oasis. Oh, we meet Olivia, the next Ego Council member. She gives us a tour of the ruins of Chaos and— Chaos, sorry. And boy, it's definitely a tour. Alright, great. Thank you for the tour. Can we get this over with so I can kick your ass?
I'll be back, bitch. I'll be back.
So now, we train our asses off. Our statue egg hatches into an adorable little man, Gargon, who also looks oddly familiar, as well as evolving Lombre, Swablu, and the same little Gargon into Ludicolo, Altaria, and Wardern, and then eventually Wardern into Dragoyle. These guys, along with Venusaur, Feraligatr, and Fearow, will be the ones to defeat Olivia. Alright, round 2, bitch. Let's go. She leads with Hippowdon and I lead with Dragoyle to get the Intimidate off and won't be affected by Sandstream. But I forgot the level difference, so I needed to get Feraligatr in there as soon as possible. Next was Cacturn. Feraligatr put up a good fight but lost to Needle Arm. Ludicolo was next to cook and flambéed Cacturn. But after all that, Garchomp, a demon in Pokemon battles. Ludicolo did surprisingly well against the Landshark, but fell inevitably. Back was Dragoyle, Dragon on Dragon, getting the Intimidating off and tanking a Dragon Claw from Garchomp. Dragoyle was able to get the Dual Chop off and knock out the Garchomp, but with it having Rough Skin, took Dragoyle out with him.
Anime as fuck.
Fearow is up against Venusaur now. Fearow is a fast and deadly ally, bringing Venusaur to half. Olivia then brings back Venusaur and taking Drapion out instead, but it has no chance against Fearow. Venusaur is back to meet its fate against Fearow. Last, Flygon. With a valiant effort from Fearow, Flygon was able to knock it out. Out comes Altaria, and Flygon chose the worst possible move before its demise. Earthquake on my levitating Altaria. With one final Ice Beam, I earned my 3rd Ego badge.
That's right, suck my dick!
At this point, I was so confused I had to call Thorn to remember what I was doing. I was in vendetta mode. I wasn't in my right mind. Oh right, I'm trying to go home. Right. Heading up the mountain to the Palkin Plateau to get the first crystal shard, several people are fighting those people I saw in the forest earlier.
Oh, hello. I was wondering when you and I would cross paths. You didn't think I saw you back in the Genesis Forest, did you? I am you. I am the leader of Team Fate. If you are here for Palkia, you're too late. I've already captured it. I am not interested in wasting my time battling you right now. Consider yourself lucky. You should put an end to whatever little adventure Professor Thorn has you tasked with. You are dealing with forces beyond your understanding. You can tell Thorn I said that.
Fuck, that's heavy. With a simple but creative puzzle and delving deeper into the temple, I find the Koros shard. Heading back to Thorn, I tell him about you.
Some person named you hijacked the whole summoning ceremony, took off with Palkia and the Azure Flute, and they told you to stop working with me. Odd of them to specifically mention me. I wonder if it's someone I know. Regardless, this is all very alarming. I'm sure the Ego Council has already been made aware, but I'll make sure to inform them of what you've told me as well. In the meantime, we're able to find a shard of charged Arcanium. Fantastic. I'll load it into the machine and start recalibrating. Nice job, Jactile. Now we just need a charged shard from the Kronos Temple located in the island up north. Logically, you will probably be heading there as well if they plan to use the Azure Flute. I urge you to travel with increased caution. There's no reason for you to put yourself in danger by involving yourself with this Team Fate troop. You only need to get into the temple after the Pokemon is summoned. Let the authorities deal with you. Sorry, not you. I mean you. Jeez, this is gonna get annoying in conversations. Anyway, I'm closer with one of the members of the Ego Council. Her name's Irene. She lives up north in Diamond Peak Town, which is right next to the Kronos Temple. If you and the Clown Crew show up, I'm sure Irene will be able to fend them off. Diamond Peak Town is located in an island to the north. You'll have to find a way across the ocean. I'm sure the people working on the boathouse at Haydust Town would be able to help you out. You head off to get that second shard. I'll give Irene a call and warn her of what's going on. After that, I'll start recalibrating the machine to synchronize more effectively with the shards. Go, go, go! Start by heading to the boathouse south of Haydust Town.
Okay then, to the Kronos Temple. Traveling to Haytide Cape, I find...
Oh, shit.
Fuck! I was going to read through the battle again, but I realized that Typhlosion nearly sweeps through the entire team, except for Lapras, who Altaria ended with Perish Song. With that, I got a few more members to the team. We got a Sceptile, we got Flygon, and Marowak's evolution, Tarathwak. So now we have the ability to surf through the islands. Alright, time to make it to the Kronos Temple. What's this place? Huh?
No fucking way. Is that my man Roshi? Is that my man Roshi? Hey, oh my god. And he's my ride to Diamond Peak? Let's get crunk.
Hey, thank you, Roshi. Thank you. I make my way to Diamond Peak Town and met Irene, the final Ego Council member. I meet her up at the Kronos Temple, and my final council fight begins. First is the Bomb the Snow against Typhlosion, who makes very quick work. Next is Snow Squatch. After some heal stalling from Irene, Typhlosion was able to take it out. Mamoswine takes the field and finally brings Typhlosion's fun to an end. Fearow is up to bat, and being very swift brings down Mamoswine. But I underestimated how heavy Jollibird was going to be, and the low sweep did not do much, so Fearow was out with a dazzling gleam. I mean, he's Santa. He should be heavy. So out comes Venusaur to do some heavy damage, and Irene swaps Jollibird for Grass Squatch. Oh, Yeti, Bigfoot. Literally getting it as I'm writing this script. Fuck. Venusaur and Grass Squatch have a very even match and bring each other down eventually. Next is Cryogonal against Feraligatr, and Feraligatr is a beast in this final stretch, tanking damage from Cryogonal, bringing it down and tanking the remaining damage with Jollibird with 7 HP left. Yeah, this is it. This is the team. We've beat Irene and have now completed the Ego Island Challenge. But before we can celebrate, teleporting in is you and Team Fate, here to capture Dialga. Another puzzle and temple later, as well as fighting grunts along the way, I finally make it to you. What ambitions! I just want to go home!
Oh, we're battling now? Oh, that's great. We're legendaries. Great.
You rocks out Dialga and Palkia to fight at level 70. Fuck off! Fearow gets the low sweep in before falling to Dialga, and Typhlosion was able to do heavy damage to Palkia with Thunderbolt. Tarathwak didn't even have a chance before falling to Spatial Rend, and Typhlosion was able to get Palkia down to the red. Next is Feraligatr. You restores Palkia while thundering with Feraligatr with Dialga, but with another dynamic 1-2 punch from TNF, Palkia is back down to the red and poison. But the dynamic duo falls to Dialga's Thunder and Palkia's Spatial Rend. But Palkia falls due to poison damage. We might have a shot here. Venusaur and Altaria take the field, and Ceregal is brought out. This is a good combo. Altaria uses Blizzard on Cerigo, bringing it down to the red, and Venusaur uses Earthquake to bring down the Mothra wannabe and the God of Time at the same time. Lastly is Dragoyle, and with an Earthquake and Ice Beam combo, Yu is defeated.
Oh my god, I beat the gods of space and time. Oh.
Yu retreats, and I grab the last shard of Arcanium ore to take to the professor. Back at his lab, Thorn ponders on who this mysterious person could be thwarting his efforts to bring me home. But the more he talks, the more I question him. But for now, he says that the signature might not be from this universe itself, so we might need to find a third piece of the ore after all. Wait a second. I'm from a different universe? How do we come to that conclusion? But the bright side is we essentially have now made a time machine, and I guess we're gonna go back in time for me to get that final piece of ore. Thorn sends us back to the point before the Chaos Temple was destroyed by Giratina to try and grab a shard from there, but Yu beats us here and tries to capture Giratina, causing the disaster that happened 100 years ago in the process.
Jactile, I'm getting you out of there. I'm picking up an intense energy surge in your immediate area any second now. Hold on!
You will join me, Giratina. It is our fate.
Thorn apologizes for even putting us there in the first place. He ponders on whether or not this shard could be even somewhere in Ego right now. But I did put a few pieces together. Time to enter a championship. Geralt greets me at the Trident Tower and encourages me to enter the cup. Which of course, yeah, I want to go home. My first opponent is Olivia's brother Marcus, and he wants to win to bring that cup back to his people, which is very noble. But I'm taking that gem. Marcus rocks an Egoian Magnezone, a Dragoyle, a new Muck evolution, Uzma, Flygon, Cacturne, and Alakazam. It was a rough start, most Pokemon being at level 70, so this is going to be a long challenge, but luckily enough, between fights, you can restore and get heals from the Pokemon Center and the shop downstairs. Next, Donnie the Shiny Hunter. Hey Donnie, sorry for calling you a loser, your tips were awesome. For Alligator's a mainstay, let's have a good fight, alright? Donnie is rocking an entire team of full shiny Pokemon. Milotic, Egoian Fearow, Steelix, Gorochu, a new evolution of Pikachu with a Firestone, Metagross, and a new bug evolution, Lepidion. Next to fight is Koba, the second Ego Council member Howlett's son. He's rocking a Nidoking, Egoian Charizard, Machamp, Hydreigon, Zatsu, and Torterra. My final battle, though, is with Lucy, Wormwood's assistant, and she does not go down without a fight. She has a Grimfowl, a new Noctowl evolution. Damn, should have kept up with Noctowl. It knocks Fearow flat out and have to switch into Typhlosion. T brings it down fast, but the new Dunsparce evolution, Quetzsparce, gives us some issues, taking out both Typhlosion and Feraligatr. I was able to bring Fearow back with a revive to take down Quetzsparce with Altaria. Super effective. Oh, it's a dragon type now? Oh, suck a fart to Dunsparce. This entire battle I've been max reviving my Pokemon, so sorry if there's going to be some overlap in the fainting and reviving of Pokemon. Blaziken is next and takes out both Altaria and Venusaur.
Not my babies.
Tarathwak was able to take a hit from Blaziken for it to fall to recoil Flare Blades. Volcarona is up next, and
God, I love the sun.
Tarathwak was felled by Volcarona, but I was able to get a revive off and Fearow back into the game. With a well-hit low sweep and Venusaur tanking a heavy stone edge from it, Volcarona falls. Her final two Pokemon are Dragonite and Mismagius, and both fall victim to the Altaria Typhlosion combo, earning me the Trident Cup. My team is immortalized, and we won the Ego Council Challenge.
I'm going to Disney World.
No, wait, I'm going home. I fly back to Thorn's lab and give him the final piece of ore from the trophy, and with that, he asks us to finish up any unfinished business we might have. And I just want to go to one spot to pay a visit, where my journey began. Not in Thorn's lab or Wormwood's lab, but where I got to see this game for what it really is. True bliss. Back at the lab, Thorn has me go into the device and has me assemble a Porygon to help me unlock the digital gate. I don't know. Can you tell we're getting close to the end? After assembling the hold up, Porygon X? Oh, that's cool. Too bad I'm not going to use it. Thorn says we have essentially made the device that can harness the powers of Dialga, Palkia, and Giratina, bringing us to as many possible realities. And that makes Thorn a little too excited. A commotion goes on outside and Yu has arrived with the creation trio. As we confront Yu, he says he didn't want us to get roped into Thorn's schemes. And as he says that, Thorn walks out and his demeanor completely changes. More nonchalant about his lab and the gods of time, space, and antimatter standing in front of him. The truth is, Yu is, well, Yu, the player. A different version of the player. One who's been used by a version of Thorn and is now trying to fix what Thorn has done. But when Thorn reveals that he's an even further version of you and the player. Alright. Fuck. Okay. This is getting too much for my simple brain, and I'm really starting to think the finale doesn't make any fucking sense. Either way, we get to decide who the final battle is. Is it going to be you, or is it going to be Thorn? And I really don't want to battle the creation gods again, so I'm going to take on the old man and take my chances. Oh, fuck, what is that? We are now fighting the creator of the Pokemon god, Arceus. Arceus? Arceus. Fuck if I know. Shit. How am I going to do this? Oh, I have a scummy idea. Sure, did I just trivialize the final fight? But whatever, I want to go home, motherfuckers. I want to go home. We see Thorn in a plane of some kind, this ethereal escape. He tells us that he was always going to send us home, but he needed some kind of climactic send-off for it to feel complete. And for the first time, for real, we wake up. In a hospital, the art style changes. We're a lot older than we anticipated. Finding things that would connect us from our world to the Pokemon world. It's all been a lie. A fantasy fabricated in our brains, and now we have a choice. We can go back to the dream, enjoy our life there, or we can face the truth and wake up. Pokemon Infinity is by far the best fan game I've played so far. Just the story, the small, dense region, the new Pokemon designs. Challenge alone was more engaging than anything Game Freak has put out in the last 10 years. It was familiar, but it was off. And I think that's what sold the ending for me, and the conclusion. Somber, but complete. And I think it's a must-play for any Pokemon fan out there. Oh, man. Getting too serious, getting too emotional. Maybe I need a vacation. I wonder what Ore is like this time of year.